Well, have you ever had a problem with your garbage disposal not wanting to work? Or you go to the sink and you're doing some work, wanting to wash dishes and stuff, and you just got a foul odor that you just don't know where it's coming from? Well, in today's video, I'm going to show you what to do about all of these situations. Hi, I'm Jiles with Let's Fix It. And today's project is we're going to go through the proper care of a garbage disposal, how to unjam it if it's stuck, and what to do about that funky smell. So let's get started. Alright, one of the first things we're going to do is, on this particular garbage disposal, I'm going to show you how to unjam this disposal should it get jammed up for whatever reasons. This is an Insinkerator type disposal, and this disposal actually has a pretty neat little deal on the bottom where right here in the center you can take a disposal wrench, and I'll link a description on these wrenches in this video, and you actually stick it in the bottom, and if it's jammed up you would want to kind of bounce it back and forth to free it up. You don't want to jam it all in one way, you just want to take it in little increments to let chamber inside turns. And then once it turns freely, you want to go ahead and do it in a 360 degrees one way, 360 degrees the other way. And that's going to free that disposal up. Now, if you've actually got something stuck on the inside, freeing it up is not going to help until you get the debris out of the inside. So we'll go through a step that I use should you have a problem with that. Alright, one of the things that I mentioned was this disposal that we're working on is an Insinkerator disposal, or it's made by Insinkerator. And by that, what it does is that all Insinkerator disposals have the little access at the bottom that you can use a disposal wrench to free it up. Now, not every disposal has that ability. Some of them you have to actually use a disposal wrench that sits down or goes down into the top of it, and I'll show you a picture of it here. And what that's going to allow you to do is to actually put it down inside the garbage disposal and work it back and forth, little increments back and forth, just like you would with the disposal wrench, till you free that plate up. And then once the plate is free, then you can spin it all the way around one way, spin it around the other way, and get it freed up. Alright, as I mentioned, if you've got debris stuck inside this disposal, one thing you don't want to do is, even if it's turned off, is to stick your hand down inside of a disposal. That, for any reason that is just unexplainable, something could really happen that's bad. Like, I mean, it could come on, you just don't know what's going to happen, and you definitely don't want to draw back a nub when you're working on a disposal. So what I would suggest is actually going out and buying a little wet dry Shop Vac. You can pick one up at Lowe's or Home Depot, probably about $25 to $35, and it's good to have something like that around your house to start with. If you're in the maintenance industry, you know exactly what I'm talking about, and you've probably got one that you use for sucking out condensate drain lines and things like that. Now, what I would suggest doing, you get your little Shop Vac, and this one is, it's portable, this is battery operated, and it's also electric. But in order to keep you from putting your hands down inside this disposal, I would use a simple Shop Vac with this type of a nozzle on the end of it, and turn it on, stick it down in the disposal, of course when it's not running, and suck out any trash or debris that's inside of this disposal. Like I said earlier, one of the most common things that happens in a disposal is a glass would get down in there and break up into pieces. And by taking this and putting it in this disposal and sucking out those pieces of glass, you're saving from cutting your hands, which is something you don't want to do. And you're also cleaning out all the trash and debris that's inside this disposal. Okay, one of the next steps that I'm going to go through in part 2 of this garbage disposal care is to go over some of the cleaning techniques that I use to keep your garbage disposal, or for that matter any garbage disposal, smelling nice and fresh and getting rid of that foul, funky odor. So stay tuned for part 2.